Hello everyone and welcome back to one of my videos. So in today's video, I'll be reviewing the new Panzera Time Master Chronograph, which is the brand's latest offering. Now, the Time Master Chronograph has been described to have been designed specifically to be used in a tough and accurate world of motorsports. So let's see if it's any good. So let's start with a bit of a build quality. Panzera makes a bold claim on its website, right? The brand claims that the Time Master Chronograph is built to withstand up to 10 G-force and resilient to magnetic fields, thus being capable of handling the extreme conditions of racing cars. While I have no way of putting that to the test, the specs do look good. So first and foremost, you get a flat sapphire crystal. So as aforementioned numerous times in my previous reviews, I'm a huge advocate for sapphire crystal due to its inherent scratch resisting properties. Personally, I always look for sapphire crystal in my modern watches as it adds greatly to the durability of the watch. It also has a water resistance rating of 100 meters, which makes it, I think, robust enough, for most everyday activities that involve like prolonged submersion. Now, powering the watch is a Miyota 6S20 quartz chronograph movement, so it is a closed case back, so you won't be able to see the movement, but it's a quartz chronograph movement anyway. It's a variation of the popular 6S21, which can be found, of other affordable quartz chronographs. It's accurate to about plus minus 20 seconds per month and has a very smooth chronograph hand. So I'll start it and show you guys. There you go. So as you guys can see, there's a smooth chronograph hand. It mimics that of like a mechanical movement. You can also measure up to 1/20th of a second, so it makes it perfect for timing laps. However, unlike a mecha quartz movement, like something like the Seiko VK64 for example, the Miyota 6S20 is fully quartz. Also, it doesn't possess any mechanical cams or levers, so it does not reset immediately. So let me show you. So if I pause it, if it's a mecha quartz or if it's a mechanical chronograph, the second hand should reset immediately, but it doesn't. So it takes all this sweep back to 12 o'clock. So it's not like fly back by any means, or there's no instant reset. But again, unless you're really a stickler for that, it really doesn't make any functionalities or any huge functionality issues. Yeah, I personally would have preferred a mega quartz movement like the VK64 as a watch enthusiast, but hey, like I said, nothing wrong with this movement whatsoever. So the Time Master Chronograph comes default on this black rubber strap that's accented, as you can see, on a yellow stitching. I quite like it, it reminds me of the yellow of my brand logo, of course. So the strap itself is pretty thick, you can see it, it's pretty thick and it's quite comfortable as well. On the wrist, no complaints here, and given that it's meant as like a professional race watch, right? I think rubber or silicone rather, is a much more logical choice as compared to leather or fabric or even a metal bracelet, right? And something that I really do like is, if you flip to the back, there is, let me bring this close to the camera, you can see quick release pins here for easy interchangeability. I do like, like the Panzera, I don't know if you guys can see it, the Panzera sort of brand and sort of engraved here. It's pretty nice touch. Yeah. Now, this watch also comes with lume, so let me pour a quick lume shot here. So the Time Master Chronograph features a Swiss Super Lume Nova for nighttime visibility. It doesn't really state on the website what specific Super Lume Nova it uses, but the icy blue hue indicates that it's probably the BGW9. The lume itself is decent in strength, so it's not bad for a non-diving chronograph. So yeah, all in all, I would say that it has solid specs and construction. It takes a lot of boxes, right? It has scratch resistant sapphire crystal, a practical 100 meters of water resistance, a comfortable, rubber strap with quick release, and even Swiss Supernova. And now let's move on to its design. So as you guys can see, the design of the watch is pretty much racing inspired. The website Panzera itself described the Time Master Chronograph design as contemporary, which is undoubtedly the case. So you can see that it has quite bold of this black and yellow color scheme, quite a bold color scheme with a lot of contrast, and again definitely evocative of racing, right? When I think of black and yellow, I think of like Lamborghini, for example. I quite really like the 12 o'clock, the big 12 at the top, which of course is rendered in striking yellow. You can see the sub-dials here. Let me bring this closer to the camera. The sub-dials here are also evocative and reminiscent of speedometers, while the scrutinized hands reinforce the sporty nature of the watch. There's also an inner tachymeter scale that you can see here, again in bright yellow lettering, for AC timing. So overall, I think it's a very sporty and very legible dial. Definitely a bona fide sports watch. That being said, there are a few aspects of the dial that I personally dislike. For example, I don't like, you can see here, I don't like the polished Panzera brand name on the dial. It's not very legible. Here I think it's still okay, but in certain pictures, in certain angles, it's not really legible. And the polished nature, I believe, detract from the rest of the dial, which is, as you can see, mostly matte. I'm also not a fan of this 430 date window here, which again makes the area look cramped and for me breaks the symmetry of the dial. But again, love it. It's a love it or you hate it thing. A lot of brands like Zenith, the El Primero, for example, has that 430 date window. So it's not something that's objectively, bad, I suppose. Lastly, I wish you can see the bezel here. I wish that the bezel was matte, was brushed rather, matte brush instead of polished. You can see how polished it is. It's so reflective. It certainly will be a scratch magnet, which sort of undermines the Time Master's billing as a rugged tool watch. Moving on to the back, you can see the case back is a rather simple affair. It's simply, a simple motif for the brand logo. What I do like is the side, however. Let me flip this over to the side. You can see that Panzera has paid attention to detail here. Let me bring this closer to the camera. There you go. You can see, that the chronograph pushers and crown features like a cross-hatch texture, which gives them like a nice sort of tactile feeling. The crown is also, signed with like an intricate rendition of the brand logo, right? So it's quite a nice touch. Now let me put this on the wrist and show you guys how it wears. Alright, let me do a slow wrist roll. There you go. So the Time Master Chronograph is actually rather big. It has a case diameter of 45mm and a lug-to-lug length of 54, so 54mm lug-to-lug. That is a bit big, for my 7-inch wrist. You can see that the lugs almost overhangs here, right? It's really right on the edge. Yeah, so if you have a smaller wrist, I don't think this would be for you. However, despite its wide diameter, it's actually quite slim. You can see quite slim at 12.5mm thick, and it weighs a mere 90 grams too due to the quartz movement inside. So if you're a fan of big watches, actually like you like Panerai, you like Breitling, that sort of thing, I do think that this would be a good option. All in all, I do think that the Time Master Chronograph possesses a contemporary sporty design that reflects its automotive inspiration and should appeal to those with larger wrists. So in conclusion, if you're looking for a large, sporty, racing-inspired chronograph that doesn't break the bank, then the Panzera Time Master Chronograph fits the bill. It's well made, I think, it's durable, it has quite a striking appearance as well, and the size definitely results in a considerable wrist presence. And to top it off, it's fairly affordable, below 500 Singapore dollars, after the promo code below. So those interested in purchasing this, the Time Master Chronograph from Panzera, can use the promo code WASOSHIOK to enjoy a whopping 40% off all regular price items on the Panzera web store. So after the discount, the Time Master Chronograph will cost just about 468 Singapore dollars, which is more than fair, I think, considering its specifications. The watch also comes with 2 years of international warranty as opposed to the usual 1 year of most micro brands, so you can rest assured about its reliability. Alright, so that wraps up this review of the Panzera Time Master Chronograph. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the watch. As always, like the video, share around and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in my next video. Ciao!